I'm one of the insolvency practitioners on the panel working with TIP. Having worked in insolvency for many years, I've seen successful IVAs and believe that an IVA is a good solution for many people to resolve their debt problems in a controlled way over a realistic period of time. It gives some light at the end of the tunnel that helps them to bring their finances back under control. At the end, not only have they rid themselves of their debt, but also they've learnt to manage their finances to give them a more successful financial future. I'm really excited to be working with TIP. I believe that every client who is struggling with problem debt is vulnerable. And as a result, there may be a family who are also really struggling. Those people deserve to receive advice in a way that they can understand and at a pace that they understand, so they don't feel under pressure to choose a particular solution, but can work through it perhaps with their partner to decide which is the best way to move forward. At the moment, IVAs tend to be sold to individuals by a person who is being targeted to sell IVAs, and therefore both they and the individual getting the advice are under pressure to reach a conclusion. For the individual getting the advice, they don't have the opportunity to reflect or to meet with someone face to face. If they're getting that advice through the not-for-profit sector, they can feel confident that the advice that they're getting is in their interests, and they can take their time over reaching a decision to proceed with an IVA. The advisor then is able to pass that case to me as an IP and can work with me to help the client get their IVA set up in a way they understand. If in the first instance the client can approach a free advice agency, they will have the confidence that they're going to receive advice that isn't biased, that isn't aiming them towards a particular product. They will also have time to build their confidence in the person that's advising them, perhaps face to face, and to reach their own conclusion as to the right way for them to resolve their financial difficulty. In working then with TIP and with me as an IP, or one of the TIP IPs, the advisor can inform us about the client's situation, and if necessary, they can continue to support that client whilst the IVA is put in place and even beyond. So the individual is supported rather than being rushed through a process. I always explain an IVA to my client in the same way, and that is, it's a deal, a legal arrangement between them and their creditors to pay back as much as they can possibly afford over a limited period of time. That period of time is often 5 years. It means that if during that period their situation improves, then they're expected to pay more to their creditors. If their situation gets worse, then I can go back to their creditors and renegotiate the arrangement, such that they should be able to get successfully to the end of that arrangement, and a success for them is a success for me and my team. When the advice comes from a free-to-client advisor, to start with, the individual will have more confidence in that person, that it isn't somebody that's called them unexpectedly. It's somebody that they've gone to seek the advice, possibly even face-to-face. They can take their time to make their decisions, they can ask questions and be sure they're getting a broad range of advice. Once they reach the conclusion that they'd like an IVA, then they can continue to be supported by the free-to-client advisor until such point as the IVA is in place or even beyond.